it is Way Up with Angela Yee. Jasmine Brand is here with me, of course.
Yes.
And we have a real way up person with us who we're honored to have, Samara Joy.
Thank you so much for having me today.
Well, thank you for joining us. We actually watched the Grammys together, me and Jasmine.
We did.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
And listen, I know everybody's been telling you and you've been getting a lot of accolades, but congratulations.
Thank you.
How does it feel?
It still feels surreal. A couple weeks later, like I remember all the anticipation leading up to it, meeting all the best new artist nominees, meeting like Berry Gordy and getting to like see all the, Jasmine Sullivan and Mary J. Blige and stuff like that. So when I found out that I won, I was like, Beyonce is like sitting right in front of me. What am I going to say?
Right.
She was like, congrats.
Yep. She literally, on her way out, I was like, let me just hold the train of your dress. Let me just help you on your way out, please.
That's so funny.
Nominated for 2 Grammys and you won both of them.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know what a rarity that is?
Yeah, that rarely ever happens.
Yeah. And for, was it Best New Artist?
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, let's talk about that for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Best New Artist.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, what did they say? This is only the second time
that a jazz artist has won it.
that a jazz artist has won.
Esperanza Spalding won against Justin Bieber and Drake in like 2011 or something like
And who'd you win against this year? That category.
I think Lotto.
Lotto, Anita, Domi and JD Beck, Money Long.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And we were all sitting in like the same section. And I was having fun with everybody, like meeting them. And
Right.
'cause it's true what I said in the speech. Like I've been watching everybody on TV for so long. So like to actually, be in the room, it's
So did you
incredible.
have a speech ready just in case?
I did.
Okay.
And then I totally forgot it. I had it written on my phone, and then when they showed all the videos for the nominees, and I had it on my phone, and then I just held my little brother's hand. He was my date. I held his hand and I closed my eyes when she opened the envelope. And so when she opened it and said my name, I opened my eyes and was like, oh.
Whoa.
Like it was like I forgot my phone on the table. I just, yeah.
So you closed your eyes.
I closed my eyes. Yeah.
So you don't know ahead of time. I always wondered that when people they tell you you're nominated, and then there's like a conference call or something, right? Yeah. And then, because I was like, okay, because sometimes you might feel like there's more of a chance that somebody will show up if they know.
Right.
That they're gonna, right, exactly. I know, and maybe they set up performances that way where it's like, okay, this person is performing right before this award is going to be announced or something like that. But no, I didn't know in advance. It's like,
I feel like I've definitely seen people perform and not win, though.
Yeah, I've definitely seen that.
I've seen that
for
happen.
for sure. But I was earlier in the premiere ceremony. They let me and my band do one song, and then the category that I won in first was the one that it was like right after I performed. They was like, okay, go off stage, and then if you do, you can walk across the whole stage in front of everybody,
Right.
and accept the award, and that's what happened.
And then you got Best Vocal Jazz Album also. And you from the birthplace of hip hop.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. And seeing the tribute in person, like. I was freaking out with everybody else when Method Man came on stage, and like when Busta Rhymes and like LL Cool J, it was. I was like, I can't believe I'm here. Me and my brother were tripping the whole time.
Oh.
Yeah, because you are from the Bronx.
Yep, boogie down.
Boogie Down Bronx. And so we were having this conversation because, it is the 50th anniversary of hip hop. You were at the Grammys when they did the tribute, and everybody's been talking about it. And there's always these debates about where did hip hop really start? And,
Right.
but you're
And
from
the Bronx.
Yes, listen, ain't no West Coast about it. Okay, no, I'm kidding. Let me not start nothing.
Sometimes, but a few people from Brooklyn say, "Oh, actually, it was Brooklyn," but I think.
I'm from Brooklyn, and we know it started.
But people say that though, right?
Yeah.
But we know it's the Bronx, right?
They know.
We give you, but Brooklyn keeps on taking it, as they say.
And it can't be mad. It's great hip hop everywhere.
Yep.
All right, so your musical family background too. I find that really fascinating. So tell us about like everybody in your family, because it feels like your dad, your grandparents, everybody
Oh, yeah.
somehow involved in music. So break it down.
Oh yeah. So my grandparents had a choir in Philadelphia called the Savettes, and it started because of my grandmother, and it went on for 60 years, something like that, at this Baptist church in West Philly, where my grandfather still lives. He's 92 years old.
Ooh.
And
That's a blessing.
Yes, and he called me the other day. He was like, "You had the Savettes up on the Jennifer Hudson show," because I talked about him and everything.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yes, I can't. I'm so glad to be able to like honor him like while he's here, and have him be proud and everything. But he and my grandmother had 5 kids, and they're all singers, my aunts and uncles and my dad, and play instruments in church and grew up singing. My dad is an electric bass player and a singer. My mom doesn't sing, but she loves Luther Vandross and dance music and stuff like that. We help her.
Okay, got it.
We help her because,
Got
she'll say something and then she'll be like, "How was it?"
Sometimes
it's
it skips
give
a person,
me notes,
Yeah.
But she is a wonderful woman. Okay,
She's really nice,
and she has supported, as well as my dad.
Right.
Every musical theater venture, every choral concert, everything.
there.
She's there.
So did you guys watch like The Sound of Music growing up?
Oh gosh. Well, more like The Wiz, but just all of that stuff. I mean, we took in everything. My dad, he gave me this like iPod Nano.
Oh, wow, I remember those.
It wasn't even real though. It was a bootleg, but put all this music on there, and because he's a bass player, I got into bass growing up. And would listen to like Michael Jackson and listen to the band, like the funk and like Parliament and everything. So yeah, I got all kinds of music growing up.
And then you didn't start really doing jazz until high school, right?
Yep, towards the end of high school. Yeah, I was in like a kind of an elective, and would only do like school concerts from here and there. But it turned out that the songs that I learned in high school I used to audition for SUNY Purchase, where I went to college, and people ask me like, why didn't you go to like one of the bigger schools, like bigger music schools, well known, like Berkeley or like Juilliard? And it's like, I just did not have the money at the time, as most people do. But state schools, even maybe they get a bad rap, but it was really helpful to not have to pay like out of state tuition and like have financial aid available and stuff like that. And it turned out to be a great program for me.
How come you didn't choose gospel, since you had this gospel background?
I mean, I sang in church right up the street from where I went to high school at this place called World Changers. Where
you sang solos and stuff like that?
Yeah, it's like I joined the choir when I was 15, and I started as a worship leader. I had the mic when I was 16 years old, and the age limit that they had, the requirement was 18, but they still let me. Like they
heard them vocals.
They were like, yeah, we need this.
No, and I was like, it was a big congregation at the time, and so it really helped me. I feel like it helped me develop my voice. I feel like it helped develop my confidence, because I was always really shy. It's like, okay, I do my solo and I'm done. But like to actually lead people, and to actually like
that's a lot of work.
Yeah, it's not just like singing a song. Like you actually have to connect and get people and participate and everything. And I feel like that's kind of what it's like one of the main things that I think I took away from singing in church, and what I still feel whenever I listen to gospel. It's like it's not about acrobatics, and it's not about just like showing people perform, and there's like kind of a wall between you and the audience or the congregation, but it's more about inviting people in, participate, listen, that kind of thing.
So I saw you and your dad also do music together as well.
Oh man, he's the best. I find myself now still like thinking, or find myself like singing, and I'll be like, yeah, that's something my dad would do. Just because it's in my ear. All the songs that he has a studio at home. And so we would listen to him, write, and we would listen to him collaborate with other singers and artists and things like that. And so it's always fun. I'm like, Dad, you got to get on TikTok. Okay, everybody loves you. Okay,
they love you on TikTok.
No,
they love you on TikTok.
No,
though.
I'm like, we got to get his page up and running. It's in the process.
Y'all got to do things together on TikTok. I think that'll really jumpstart it.
Yeah, for sure. I love it.
No, I think it's amazing. And I also was wondering, because sometimes when you have family that's been in the business, and we know that the music business can be shady.
Yep.
So was your father concerned, or your family, were they concerned about that when it came to you? Or did they feel like we have more of a grasp of it because we've been through it?
They were always supportive of me, like, going into singing. I think that the music industry is definitely something else that you sign up for. It's like I went into it with like, I just want to sing. I want to share what I have I want to share what I have. That's just me, like no frills or anything like that. But now I think they're probably more protective than anything of like, me touring and being in the business and having a lot of voices, in my ear trying to tell me what to do, or, what path to take, what strategy and everything like that. Just reminding me, my dad sends me like long,
text messages,
really long text messages, just trying to, being like, you're an artist second, you're a person first, and you have to take care of you.
That's
and you
dope.
have to, make sure, that all these decisions that you have to make sure that you have wisdom and discernment when dealing with people and that kind of thing.
That's good life advice in general.
Yeah, I got them all saved. It's
That's
my screensaver.
That would be great. Like, as something that you could do. Like, you could do something with that at some point.
Yeah.
Put together like a book from my dad.
Quotes from my dad.
Life advice.
Something. Or maybe like a Tabitha Brown, like, video. She's like one of my favorite. I can't wait to meet her. Oh,
She's sweet too.
She can't wait to meet you too, I'm sure.
Yeah, we gotta tell her.
And you've had a lot of firsts too. I saw you had your first red carpet not even that long ago, which we see where you are right now, and you really are kind of a newer artist. And so seeing that your first billboard in Times Square and all of those things, and then being nominated for the Grammys and going to perform, going to the Clive Davis party, what's been the most surreal moment for you?
The most surreal moment. Oof. I think the red carpet in general was probably the most head-turning surreal moment, because it's like I turned around, Kirk Franklin's right there. I shook his hand. Then Lucky Day's right behind me. Like, they're like, oh, he's gonna go interview where you were just at, like the booth or whatever, like for Billboard or Variety or something like that. Jasmine Sullivan, who else? Megan Fox.
Meeting them? Or seeing them?
It's like seeing them.
Being
I was
on
like
the red
right
carpet
next to
and
them.
everybody's right there.
Yeah.
It's like all this
like Pharrell.
hoopla.
It's like everybody's like, and you can hear like by the way like the noise was getting, like it was getting louder every time somebody would walk through.
Yeah.
It's like Taylor Swift walked through, everybody's like, whoa. So I think that was probably the most surreal moment, was like walking, like, and I didn't, and the line was so long that I didn't get to, and a lot of artists didn't get to, just because they had to start the show. But I think just leading up to it, like all of the press and all of the taking pictures and meeting up with different artists that I wouldn't otherwise be around, was probably the most surreal moment.
Who was your favorite person to meet during those carpets? And one of your favorite people?
Favorite person to meet?
Because sometimes you see people and then you don't know what they're like in real life, and you might meet somebody and be like, they were so amazing, everything I thought it would be.
Oh yeah. Well, Money Long was very sweet.
Oh, I love her.
She was very, very sweet. I was like, girl. And she sang.
She could sing her face off. She could write her hand off.
Exactly. And we all had to do like the Spotify, the Best New Artist party. We all had to perform for like 10 minutes or something like that.
Okay.
And so when she performed, I mean, she has everything. And she won a Grammy that day too.
Yeah,
it
she
was like
did.
Best R&B song, I think, something like that.
And she's been in this business for a minute.
A long
Priscilla
time.
Renee first.
It's good to see her out in the forefront now too. So.
Exactly. Getting her flowers. And she looked like a flower. Like her dress was like,
Yeah, I loved
it
her
was like
dress.
so many ruffles. It was beautiful.
So after winning the Grammys, because sometimes people will act like, oh, Grammys and accolades and things like that don't matter, but I think it does, right? So what difference have you seen just in your path since then? Because it hasn't been that long ago, but it's been like,
I think sitting here with you is definitely it's a pretty major step. Like I listen to you all the time on the radio.
And you bought us gifts,
Yes.
vinyl. I was excited about that.
Yes.
Because the vinyl is beautiful. We got to show this. It goes with the whole theme of the show too. So
You know whose kind of vibe she's giving me on that cover? Diana Ross vibes.
Oh,
that is the hair and everything.
Oh my gosh, Diana Ross.
Yeah,
that's nice.
Yes,
you know the vibe.
That's a good vibe.
No, but all of this, I mean, I just never, the Grammys and fame in general always seemed so far and so distant. It's just like something you see on TV, major people who get their shot and, all of a sudden are public figures, so to be in that world now is just kind of like,
how far did you think you would get? You know how people, when you have a dream or you pursuing something, their ultimate goal is maybe to, I don't know, tour one day. But how far did you think you would get in this journey? And obviously you're not done, so you're just getting started.
I mean, when I started at SUNY Purchase, I wasn't imagining all of this when I graduated like 2 years later.
Okay.
So I mean, I knew I wanted to learn. Like I knew I wanted to. Going into it, I was like, this is a journey. It's going to be special because I know that I'm immersing myself in a music that I didn't have the sound of in my ear yet, but the beauty, I guess, of being true to what you love and true to your path and not trying to copy or follow anybody else's is that it just... everything falls into place, I think.
You're so wise.
I know. And the path that you took. First of all, I love the fact that being a young girl a woman from the Bronx doing jazz, I think is amazing for people to see and experience. And like you said, I saw you discussing how you use social media to kind of bring that to a younger audience. But I feel like even some of the topics that we discuss on this show are topics that are in your music. What songs do you connect to the most when it comes to your personal life?
Ooh. Well, I think love songs in general, like I immediately kind of like gravitate towards, because I used to watch a lot of romantic comedies. My mom hates them.
What's your
Rom-com. I love a
favorite?
rom-com.
What's your favorite rom-com?
Oh my gosh.
I love a good
On
rom-com.
repeat, probably like Deliver Us from Eva and like Brown Sugar and like
Wow. You're old soul.
yeah.
Continue. Okay, those are the songs
so,
you connect
like-
with.
And my mom would let me go to like Blockbuster and like get them, you know, and she would
Wow.
literally let me go like get like 13 going on 30 or something like that, and you know we'd have to return it the next week. But you know, just that kind of, even though it's like a, you know, a dream, a fantasy, it's not actually what love requires, you know, in real life. But I think that the songs that I love kind of paint a picture of, I mean, not songs like Guess Who I Saw Today, but, you know, songs like Can't Get Out of This Mood. And like they really, I feel like for me, describe, you know, that feeling that I get from watching those movies. That
But what about like heart? Isn't that about heartbreak too?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Have you experienced heartbreak?
Nope.
Okay.
And I'm
wait for that
hoping
album.
to avoid it, Lord.
Because it feels like, and I think a lot of us do this, when you're in love, you anticipate heartbreak. And sometimes things are going so good, you're like, how long can this possibly last before it goes wrong?
Oh, I feel that. And I think when I'm interpreting certain songs like Guess Who I Saw Today, which like deals with infidelity and like finding out like, yeah, this was too good to be true. You know, and I
That was that's a movie right there.
in a whole movie in like 3 minutes. It's like
I actually
we got
know
all the
somebody that
scenes.
happened to.
Oh gosh, and see you like like it's just so humiliating.
Imagine you, and it's about like you go out and you see a couple in love, and guess who it is?
Yeah.
And they come home acting like everything is normal. It's like, I got something for you. I got something for you. But yeah, trying to sing that kind of song and just imagining what kind of emotions would be running through somebody's head. The range of like it's still love, but it's just like the betrayal
Also
and all
hurt,
of that, you know,
right,
all of it, you know. But then eventually moving on. We don't know what happens after I Saw You. Maybe it's pans and hot grits, or maybe it's
Al Greene.
or it's just, you know, pack your stuff, it's out on the lawn or something like that, you know. But
So what else do you see? Obviously, the music is your passion, your first and foremost. But I feel like today I can just see somebody tapping you to be like in a biopic, playing somebody, or
oh gosh.
has that been happening? Have people been hitting you up for opportunities like that?
I actually got the chance to be in a movie that's on Apple TV right now with Julianne Moore and John Lithgow and
That's a
Sebastian
big movie.
Stan. And
Way to bury the lead. Okay. What else?
and but it's literally, I just went in with two of the musicians that I work with in New York, and we just sang. Like I got to wear like this like $4,000 dress, and they show me like singing in like a New York penthouse, even though it was like shot in Long Island. But I definitely would love to do that kind of stuff. You know, maybe be like I love sitcoms where like there's like a celebrity guest on them. You know. Like Fresh Prince.
We want you to play.
You know.
I'm saying we, me, Angela. We want you to play a character though.
A
Can you see her,
character?
like,
Oh gosh, in a
I don't know.
biopic.
Who could we see you as?
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not sure, but I'm ready for anything.
We can see you on the big
Maybe like
small
on Broadway
screen.
first, and then
Broadway would be. We'll come see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll come. We're
Did
there.
you go see the Michael Jackson play?
I did. It was so good. Oh my gosh, Miles. Dang, everybody, the wardrobe, the choreography, like the acting, everything was amazing. And obviously everybody we went on Sunday afternoon, so everybody was a little laid back, but I was the only one like dancing and
standing up.
I had my
what it
mask
felt
on.
like.
I was like, hey.
And so, are you going on tour?
Yes, it starts this Friday. I'm going to Europe for 2 weeks.
Oh,
Wow.
nice. Have you been before?
Yes, it's my 5th time.
Okay, you're
She's
pro
like,
now.
it's not a game.
Right.
It's not a game, baby
Oh, we
girl.
be on the road. We be on the road life.
Okay.
Well, I just want to say I'm glad that you had a chance to stop by here. I know that we'll see you again.
Oh yes, I hope so.
Oh, you know what I wanted to ask you too about Robert Glasper.
Oh yeah.
So we saw what happened with Chris Brown and how Robert Glasper actually managed to switch that around and make it a positive thing. Chris Brown did apologize, afterward. But what were your thoughts when you first saw that?
Well, I saw Robert literally right after he won. Because I was still backstage crying, and so he was like, "Hey, congratulations!" I was like, "Congratulations!" I was down. I was up, but I was just like, all the emotions hit me. But he already Who the F is Robert Glasper, I saw that post like I don't know like a month ago or something like that, and then Chris Brown posted it and that whole thing happened. But I think everybody's cool now. I had the chance to talk to Robert a couple days ago as a part of another interview. Everything's cool. It's all about the music, all about going forward and what is the next thing, how can we get better.
And who are some people you could see yourself working with, maybe in a different genre?
Well, I love Kendrick Lamar.
So I bet he loves you too.
Oh gosh, let's see. But I mean Kendrick Lamar, probably like Jill Scott or like Anita Baker.
Okay,
we'll see.
Ooh.
We'll see.
Anita
All
Baker.
right. I can see all of that happening.
Me too.
So, and you're just getting started, like Jasmine was saying earlier. So we're just so happy that you took some time to come see us.
Yes, thank you for having me here. This is a pleasure.
Come
and
back.
you got us gifts too.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
So we appreciate you, Samara Joy. Thank you so much. Congratulations again. 2-time nominated and 2-time Grammy winner. 2 for 2, baby.